Well, good morning, everyone, or whatever time of day it is for you. This is Luke from Krill Grant Gaming. It is my morning, drinking my coffee, so my words might not make sense today. But I'm here. I want to hang out with you guys. Open up some Splinterlands chests. If you don't know me, I've been playing a lot of Splinterlands over the last year. Most of my Web3 gaming content is now with Balthazar Gaming because that's who pays me, and I do a lot of video content over there. If you want to see my main channel, this is more becoming my Web3 gaming diary, or about doing videos apparently every 2 weeks when chests are opening. And so today, as we open up chests in Splinterlands, I want to talk about one of the biggest issues in play to earn gaming and how it's impossible. I believe it's impossible to please everyone. Now, as I said earlier, I thought I was going to do more videos on this channel, but I've been doing a lot of coding, learning to program, and I'm announcing to you guys today that I've actually started a coding bootcamp. Well, it's starting up next week, so you'll see a lot more coding content from Luke Learns Coding channel, hopefully here soon. Going to be doing still work with Balthazar and doing content there, but also now going back to school to learn coding. I want to learn development. I want to learn maybe even game design, stuff like that. But for now, I'm just learning the basics of coding in 3 different languages. So yeah, looking forward to that. That means I'm going to be spending a lot more time there as well and doing maybe just content here once every 2 weeks when we open up Splinterlands chest. So let's jump into it. We'll see what we can get today. I think I don't know why it's showing 0. I have about 58 chests, so hopefully they open up. We'll see kind of what soulbound reward cards we will get, how our deck improves. And I think one of the interesting discussions about this is, how do soulbound reward cards change this game? And we've been, here in now season 3 of this, I believe, is the end of season 3. Now we're jumping to season 4. So we've had a couple seasons, about a month and a half of earning cards, seeing how they stack up in our deck, how this morphs and changes the game. And I think one of the interesting discussions I've been having with the YGG guys when we've done little streams with Rogue and Tales from the Cryptmancer, Lorcus, Damore, and a few others. And one of the things that always keeps coming up with these changes is, as a player, I love soulbound reward cards. I think it's super fun to try to build up my deck. I think it's, exciting every time we get to open up these chests and see how we improve. I'm getting free cards, so I feel like I'm actually progressing in this game without having to dump thousands and thousands of dollars to now play in Diamond, right? I mean, I still have a good chunk of my own cards with Chaos Legion, but I can build up my soulbound cards over time, and I can rent other cards as well. So as a player, this is going pretty dang well, I would say, for me as a player. Now, one of the things that's not going well is that it's apparently not opening up my chest. Every time I try to do a video, it's like it doesn't want me to open up my chest. So that's cool. So we'll try this again. If not, we should be able to just see our previous rewards and try to open it up like that. But on the other side of the argument, I feel like, finally, here we go, is that every time we do one of these streams, every time we do one of these videos, Tails is always pointing out, man, there's way more cards being printed than ever. You open up one of these chests and we'll see here, once we get some cards, 2 epics, right? So already in just one row, we have now almost printed 2 packs worth of cards, right? Because each pack has 5 cards. So Tails is like, dude, you just opened up 2 packs worth of cards. Now, of course, these are soulbound cards, but eventually one day, right, we're going to be able to unlock them with DEC. So you might be able to say, well, okay, we're at least sinking money into DEC and burning some DEC as we unlock our soulbound reward cards. So, obviously we don't know the ramifications of what that's going to look like. But even now with them soulbound and locked, it's potentially pretty easy to start an account. We've seen a lot of people, selling off bot firms. So we've also seen people starting up bots because it's pretty easy to get some reward cards, even get reward card summoners and start playing the game. Mostly just doing it for free, maybe renting a little bit here and there. But eventually you're going to get to a place where it's reasonable to, play through bronze, silver, and maybe even one day get to gold just by botting an account, getting these free soulbound cards and renting a few cards here and there. And it's pretty easy. It seems like you can just kind of rinse and repeat and keep building accounts like Rogue Patton is doing now. So it's definitely this interesting discussion here of back and forth of, is this good for the players? Is this good for the economy? Now we got 1 pack there, so let's go, baby. I got a massive pack off to show you guys earlier. It was a gold foil rare, and we got a Grandmaster Wraith. So I was pretty excited about that. 2 packs here already as well. So as far as my rewards, we're getting pretty good stuff here. No legendaries yet. few more merits and such. No big SPS chunks though. I want to see at least a 3-digit SPS chunk. Come on. Wow, this is not as good as I thought. Okay, 3 packs though, so I can't complain. We got 3 packs. That never happens. A bunch of swamp spitters, which is meh, because I already have a gold foil version, which I like. Oh, 5 rares. So this is what I'm talking about. You can get pretty good chunk of summoners. I'll show you guys here in a second. I got, I think, 7 gold foil life summoner ones. And so I instantly went from having a level 2 summoner to now having a level 5 summoner, which I can play reasonably well in gold. Holy crap, a 4th pack. This is insane. We're going to have to open up these packs here as well, of course. Again, no huge Splinterlands chunks or SPS chunks. Haven't gotten a ton of epics either. Here we go. That's a new one. I don't even think I have this guy yet. So we got 2 epics there. Closing out with 1 more. Can we get a legendary? No, just the Wily Coyote. So, dang, 4 packs. That was nuts. That was absolutely nuts. But as we check out this debate, here is where we're at here. Within just a month and a half of playing this account, basically halfway through the season, I'm usually in gold. The second half, I'm in diamond, of course, depending on how the ratings are going. And you can see here, I'm still missing a decent amount of chunk of cards. But even with this, you know, I got a level 5 common here. I'm not really using the summoners yet until they get at least to gold. Because, you know, it's not like they're an amazing summoner, right? Like, you're just unlocking a Gladius cards, and most of my Gladius cards, those ones are even harder to level up, so it's not like you get a ton of use out of them. But you can see here we have a few cards. We're still missing the legendary, of course. I've seen this one being played, so I'd love to get the weapons training one as well. Swamp Spitter is one that I've definitely been using all the time, but not a huge amount of cards, I feel like this time. I feel like this time we just mostly got packs, which I'm not going to complain about. But this one, new one, Inspire. What else does he get when he levels up? Ooh, see, like, I'm wanting all these cards with the swiftness and slows. Still missing a couple green ones. But this is what I'm talking about in my life. So, already, you can tell with the gold foil, we got dropped 6 BCX plus 1 I already had. So, now we are essentially, at the beginning of the season, if I can get 4 more of these gold foil life deck ones, I'm going to be sitting pretty. I'm not going to have to rent any more of these life summoners. You know, I've been renting out, you know, a few summoners because I only have Quicks. I only have Kelia owned myself for diamond level. So I've been going through renting Grandmaster Wraith or Yasek or whatever is kind of cheapest in each of the other elements to just try to fill out my deck. And now for pretty much for life, I don't really have any motivation. Of course, Grandmaster Wraith, if I go rent a level 3 Grandmaster Wraith, I'm probably going to get through gold a little bit easier. But am I going to get through gold that much better than if I, let's say, have a level 6 Franz rough main? Probably not. Maybe I'll win a few more here or there. But honestly, I'm probably going to get, you know, just slightly less rewards. But for basically free, because now I don't have to rent this guy at all. So that's pretty dang good. Still missing a couple legendaries here on this account. So that's a little bit unfortunate. We haven't been super hot on that, although I would say my legendary pulls from last season in Death, this gold foil one was pretty dang amazing. But other than that, now we're going to have a level 2, almost 3 on the Death. We have a level 3, almost heading to level 4 summoner on Dragon. So the summoners are pretty dang important, pretty dang helpful. So that's, I think, the really interesting discussion. You can see that, oh, my dog is excited. You can see, though, I'm pretty excited for myself. That as a player, I'm like, dude, I feel like I'm getting stronger. I'm getting better. My cards are going crazy. I'm about to open up 4 packs as well. Let's go. Sorry, I had to do my pack ritual, of course, as you guys know. But, you know, what does this do to the economy long term? Maybe you can argue, okay, well, it's going to encourage players to start filling out their decks more and leveling up and going even higher, because now they're getting cards that may push them into gold or push them into diamond, and they want to maybe, you know, expand their decks. But I don't know, I feel like I'm getting away with spending less, and I'm getting more and getting stronger and getting further into diamond. So I think that's the debate. Oh, what's our legendary right now? Oh, I've just gotten 2 back-to-back free legendary summoners in my packs. Sorry to flex, but I'm pretty stoked on that. Let's see if we get anything else spicy. Maybe a gold somewhere? No golds. Okay, so Lily, but a free Lily. I mean, and all these cards are free, so I'm not gonna complain about that. That's between the 4 packs, what is that? Lily's probably going for 15-20 right now, so at least like a $22 free rewards out of those seasons. So yeah, let's go, baby. Pretty stoked on that. What? Lily Shield Paul's $35 right now? Holy crap. Are you serious? I don't even feel like I've been facing that many Lily Shield Paws. I don't feel like Lily is that good. I'm honestly just going to sell that right now because I know I'm not going to level up Lily because I already got Quicks. That's actually crazy. Okay, I didn't realize I got that lucky of a pull. Oh, dang, that's spicy. What's the high bid right now? I'm just going to sell it for 34, call it good. I want to take my my Lily money, and I do have 2 of them. Honestly, I'm just going to sell both of them right now and put it into other max level diamond cards that I've been looking at. Oh, my fee. I got a listing fee of 2 DEC. I forgot that's in play now as well. Okay, guys. Selling them. We're putting them up. Anyone wants them. I'm going to use that to probably buy maybe 3 or 4 max level diamond cards. I'm looking for those juicy BCX deals. Either that or I might just keep saving them and save some funds for, we're going to have Rebellion. I know it's going to be a while, but it's probably coming in like half a year. So could stock up for some Rebellion. I don't know. We'll see. But that was pretty dang exciting, pretty dang spicy. So yeah, that was my rewards. I hope you guys got some good rewards as well. I'm pretty happy on that one. So thank you guys for for the good luck on this video. I feel like that's probably the best season rewards we've had in quite some time. So yeah, I just wanted to bring up that point because I think one of the interesting things in these play to earn games is that it's going to be impossible to please everyone. And in video games, even without play to earn, even without money involved, it's usually impossible to please gamers anyways. But I think play to earn is going to have a specifically interesting challenge rather. And I'll use another example besides soulbound reward cards. Even to me, just all the talk about land lately, I think is another great example. Instead of just being able to reward players that hold land, I feel like a lot of the land conversation has now become how much can you spend to now even just use your land to get value out of it. And that is an interesting balance as well because, yeah, it's good for the economy if people are spending DEC, if people are staking cards, all these things on their land to work their land. But for me, as someone that holds one piece of land that was gifted by the generous Steve R82, check out his channel if you haven't seen Steve yet. He's one of the best Splinterlands YouTubers out there, most generous guys out there as well. But if I wasn't gifted that land and I had one piece of land right now, as more of a perspective of just a gamer, as a player, I would honestly feel like just selling that land. Now, I don't want to do that because that gift was very generous from Steve, and I want to see how this goes. I got it for free, so let's just see how let's see how this plays out. But as someone that's hearing all this talk about we're gonna need so much DEC, we're gonna need so many cards to now work this land, it almost feels like it's not worth it unless the rewards that you're gonna get are gonna outscale what you have to put into the land. Of course, why would people want to hold land? And so you're going to have to reward as much as you can to those people that are working the land because they're going to be spending on the land, not only just purchasing the land. And so if those benefits don't outweigh it, then it's kind of like, well, what's the point? So as a player, it's frustrating because now not only do I have to go get land or I already hold land, now I have to spend even more to just use the land. And what if it turns out those items and spells that are coming way down the road aren't even worth it, right? Maybe they're worth it at first. It's probably going to be one of those things as cards are made, they're going to be more valuable because there's a less supply. But as more and more are made, at some point, is it even hard to get your money back into the value that you're spending to work that land? Obviously, a lot of that is staking, but still, it's kind of like as a player, I'm like, well, I already own land. Why do I have to go and spend a bunch more? Well, honestly, because it's good for the economy, they need to find ways to burn all this DEC. They need to find ways to, there's a bunch of supply of cards and a use for those cards because they're trying to bring back value to investors, to holders, to speculators. And so, we all know, all know it's pretty obvious money has to come from somewhere. We can print tokens and stuff, but if no one wants to spend, fiat and other things for these tokens, then these tokens are not going to have value. Same things with the cards, right? And it's like, unless money is rushing into your economy, like we saw in the crazy bull run and the crazy play to earn boom of Axie, Splinterlands, all these games, yeah, it's easy to please both sides of the coin when those things are pumping, because even as a player, if you're getting into a game and you're just putting as little as you could, when I started Splinterlands, I still felt like I was making a bunch because DEC and SPS was worth a ton. But now, when there's not a bunch of money flowing in, that money has to come from somewhere. So, yeah, people might be selling items and spells for more money, but does that mean there's also more cards being printed? In theory, yes, I know they're different than the monster cards and summoner cards, but then do monster cards and summoner cards hold less value because people can just buy a few items and play those cards instead, and buffing up some of those cheaper cards? You're always going to have these crazy balances that are either going to make it harder for newer players and to make and bring more value and money to those who have been holding for a long time, or you do vice versa with the soulbound cards, which seem like they're probably going to hurt long-time holders and be better instead for newer players. And again, you can make the argument, well, the new players hopefully are now bringing you more money, but who's to say for sure, right? So it's a tricky challenge, and I bring that up just to say, like, I think it's going to be hard, not just for Splinterlands. Splinterlands is just a test case for me. It's the game that I'm most heavily involved in, but really all these play-to-earn games are going to have this problem. And I don't think all play-to-earn games are necessarily this huge Ponzi scheme, evil. Like, some people are canceling play-to-earn games, saying, they're doomed, they're dead, it's all over. No, I think it's a niche, it's a different style of game, but one that's going to be very hard, because most of the time I feel like it's going to be heavily people who are thinking about the economy, what they can extract from it, what money they can make, either short-term or long-term. Playing a TCG as a kid, opening up Magic the Gathering packs or Yu-Gi-Oh packs, I was never, thinking about what value can I take back, what value of these cards are going to hold, mostly because back then, 15 years ago, it felt really difficult to ever, find places to flip cards. Maybe you could on eBay, maybe you could at your local TCG shop, but most of the time, they're not going to give you better value than, what it's worth, because they're trying to make a flip on it as well. So back then, I was never thinking about why I'm playing this TCG is to make money off of it. But nowadays, because these play-to-earn games make it so easy, there's such a market out there that's constantly trying to shove in your face the value of SPS and DEC or whatever tokens they're using in their games. It's hard, I would say, for anyone not to come in and think about the value of their cards or think about the value of their tokens. And so how do you value, how do you value that? How do you handle this balance? I don't think you're going to be able to please everyone, and every decision that you're going to make in the economy, in the game, is either going to make newer players or players who are trying to treat it more like a game and not have to invest thousands of dollars in this game, it's going to make them upset, or the decisions are going to make people who are holding in long-term investors upset as well. So good luck to the Splinterlands teams. Good luck to the play-to-earn teams. I don't have a good solution. Maybe people in the comments can have a better solution or a better explanation of that than me. I'm not an economist or anything like that. But it's just something that I've been thinking about, is just like that tension that these games are going to have to hold. In one way or another, they're going to have to figure out some solution, or lean towards one way or another. I don't think you're going to have a perfect middle ground ever where you're going to be able to please both sides. And so I think as each game develops, you're going to have to decide as a game which kind of spectrum on that line do we want to target, what is our audience, and what is most important to us, what do we value the most. Splinterlands, over this last year, I would honestly say it's hard to pin them down. It seems like a back and forth decision of trying to fit that perfect balance. And at this point, I just don't believe there's going to be necessarily a perfect balance. So we'll see as Splinterlands continues where they land. But I'd love to hear your thoughts about that debate, where you guys land in that debate, and what discussion elements can you add to it. So speaking of which, let's wrap this up. I don't think there was tons of comments on the last videos, but let me just get to them real quick. Aman, hey Luke, cool that you're learning code. How'd you get to start? Honestly, YouTube tutorials are great. I love Brackeys. I love Free Code Camp. I use an app called Solo Learn. There's that wouldn't be my top one. I'm gonna probably do a video on my channel, Luke Learns Coding, my top 5 resources that I learned for free before now starting up my official program. So I would say Harvard CS50. Those are free videos online as well. Just YouTube tutorials and then free code camp are some of my favorites. Jack the Nugget, what is up? This guy's all the way back from my Splatoon days. What is going on, Nugget? How to make a chicken sandwich tutorial win. That sounds fun. I don't know. We should do one. Nugget, I hope you're doing well. Top tier gaming. Splinterlands is a great game, so I asked my friend to try it out for the first time. He doesn't like it. He asked me, why do you spend a ton of money just to get soulbound reward cards? No value at all. Yeah, maybe in the future, but how long? 2 years? I think the dying part of Splinterlands is the play to earn mechanics of it. They're all leaning to be a play for game, but compared to other AAA games, Splinterlands doesn't come close to it. They are nerfing the rewards just to make it from soulbound reward cards, though they keep bringing on some cool stuff, but the play to earn that you expect isn't there anymore. Yeah, I agree. Play to earn probably in bronze and silver is going to be very minimal. If you're not playing in gold at least or in diamond, I think, the rewards are going to seem pretty small, pretty grim. I don't think it's necessarily fair to compare Splinterlands to a AAA game. They're never really meant to be a AAA game. A TCG in general is not going to be as popular as things like, Fortnite and Overwatch and League of Legends and some of these other big or genre games. Obviously, could you compare it to, Magic the Gathering Online and Hearthstone, Skywave Gods Unchained? Yes. Maybe some people can argue that the artwork in some of that isn't as good as those other games. I think it's decent, but yeah, I probably would put it, a slightly less than some of those other games for sure. But yeah, I don't think they're trying to be necessarily this like AAA, take over the world Fortnite type of game. That's never going to happen with just a TCG anyways. So I think there's a world where people can still enjoy a TCG without having to have, massive play to earn rewards. But I think it's definitely something to consider. Top tier gaming, I think that's a interesting point that your friend was like, why are you spending so much money just to get soulbound rewards? You're still getting packs, as I just showed. You're still getting SPS rewards. But yeah, the reward card being soulbound is a pretty big nerf for now. So SS responded, SPS rewards are not small. Yeah, it depends on what, tiers you're playing at, what, if you're doing tournaments, if you're playing, brawls, all those things. So LOL, you clueless. Great addition. Great. Some people online, their comments, man. But yeah, I think that's an interesting point. Some people are, my friends have come to the game and be like, this game doesn't look as fun, and I don't want to dump a bunch of money in. And then you're going to have people that, as I just said, I think this really illustrates my points earlier, is some people are going to come in like, why are you spending so much money if you're not going to make money at least instantly right now? So that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe we'll see you in 2 weeks. See you in About to Start videos. My Luke Learns Coding channel as well. I'm going to start doing some videos there as well. But for now, peace out, everyone. Hope you guys have a good season. Good rewards coming in your way. Hope you guys enjoyed the discussion. Looking forward to hearing your comments. And I'll see you guys next time. Salamat. Thank you. Gracias for tuning in.